Hello, welcome to the ATD video series. In this video, we are going to see how intercooling in gas turbine works, how it affects the efficiency of overall thermal efficiency. Before going to understand the concept of intercooling, let us see how the basic Brayton cycle works. In this diagram, we can easily observe that air enters into the turbine compressor, get compressed and enter into the combustion chamber. At that time, the temperature and pressure increase due to the compression process takes place inside the compressor. The compression is nothing but isentropic compression process. Then it enters into the combustion chamber where fuel is added into the system. When the system got burned, when during the combustion, the temperature suddenly increases to the maximum temperature of the cycle, and at the same time the pressure is also increased. This high pressure, high temperature gas mixture enters into the turbine where it gets expanded. Expanded is nothing but the pressure decreases, volume increases. Since pressure decreases, temperature will also decreases. So this low temperature, low pressure, which is almost equal to the surrounding atmosphere, sent back to the surrounding. This is how the open cycle gas turbine works. Now imagine in the compression. Which one is the easiest for us to compress? Whether it is hot or cold. Obviously, hot air is difficult to compress, whereas cold air is easy for us to compress. That is the principle behind the intercooling. Let us see in details. First, we try to press. Now, imagine, or no, let us take this analogy, piston cylinder analogy, where inside the cylinder we kept the air and the piston moves upward direction. Due to the high pressure, due to this movement, the gas inside the cylinder get compressed. At one particular point, the temperature increases to certain degree. At that point, it is not a normal cold air; it is a hot gas. The basic principle says that hot gas or hot air is very difficult to compress or harder to compress. Because of that, we need to put extra effort to get more compression. To avoid this, what the scientists or no, innovators were done is they were introduced the concept called intercooling. Let us see how it works. We start from the compression initial stage. Air inside the cylinder get compressed. At one particular point, that the piston reaches the mid of the compressed cylinder, the temperature of the air reaches more than the surrounding temperature. At that time, the temperature of air, the compressed air or gas is got exposed to the intercooling. Due to the cooling effect, the temperature has come back to the initial temperature by keeping the pressure remains constant. That means the cylinder is in the same position, but the temperature decreases to the initial stage. Now it is in the same condition as it is at the inlet condition, first diagram condition. It is easy for us to compress at that point till the end because the air inside is almost equal to atmospheric temperature condition. This is the concept or the principle behind the intercooling. The same principle is introduced in the compressor in the Brayton cycle. Instead of single compressor, here we are going to introduce one more compressor. It is low pressure compressor. In between these two compressors, we keep a intercooler. The purpose of intercooler is to reduce the temperature of the air which passes through this intercooler. It is in the other word, it is in a heat exchanger. Now let us see how it works. At state 1, air enters into the compressor, low pressure compressor. It gets compressed and pressure increases, temperature increases to the particular temperature, particular level, particular state. At this state, it enters into the intercooler where pressure remains constant, temperature reduced. This pressure with low temperature, which is almost equal to the surrounding inlet condition pressure or atmospheric pressure, enters into the high pressure compressor where it compressed further. At this stage, the pressure increases to P4. and temperature also increases. At point 4 or state 4, high pressure, high temperature enters into the combustion chamber where hot air is fuel is ignited or combustion takes place. Because of the combustion, temperature increases drastically, enters into the turbine. At inlet of the turbine, the air gas has high temperature as well as high pressure state. The high pressure, high temperature gas enters into the combustion in the turbine and get expanded. And while expanding, it transfers its energy into mechanical energy, and this and it loses its temperature and pressure. The low pressure, low temperature, which is almost equal to the surrounding temperature, sends out to the exhaust or atmosphere. This is how the intercooling gas turbines works. It is as simple as it is. The process between 4, 5 as well as between 5 and 6 almost similar to the simple open Brayton cycle. Only difference here is we have extra compression. Instead of single compression, there are two compression takes place. This we can easily understand in the TS diagram. The TS diagram we can start with the initial condition 1. 1 to 2 is isentropic process. Temperature increases, entropy remains constant. The moment it reaches the intermediate pressure P2, it releases its temperature at the intercooler and temperature decreases to the initial condition, that is P3 is almost equal to P1 by keeping the pressure remains constant. Then again it enters into the high pressure compressor where it is nothing but the stage between 3 and 4. It is compression, isentropic compression, temperature increases, pressure increases, entropy remains constant. It reaches to T4. The same condition it enters into the combustion chamber where heat addition takes place due to combustion and the temperature increases drastically to T5. Then from T5 it enters into the expansion device turbine where it expanded to T6 and pressure is also decreases. Then it suddenly it's sent back to the exhausted into the atmosphere. So it comes back to the initial condition 1. This is how the TS diagram works. It is the difference between the intercooling TS diagram and the open Brayton cycle TS diagram is the process between 1, 2, 3, 4. Remaining will be the same. In this diagram, we can easily identify the difference between these. 1 to 2 to 2 dash is the ideal open Brayton cycle or simple Brayton cycle. Whereas 1, 2, 3, 4, this comes an intercooling Brayton cycle or intercooling gas turbine cycle. Now let us see how the compressor work varies here. We know that compressor work, there are two compressors. The compressor work at the each stage is added to the total work done in both the compressor, low pressure compressor as well as the high pressure compressor is the overall compressor work done. That is equal to WC is equal to Cp T2 minus T1 plus Cp T4 minus T3. And without intercooling, if you observe that the compressor work is sum of 1 to 2, that is Cp T2 minus T1 plus Cp T2 dash minus T2. And from this diagram, we can easily identify that pressure lines are diverging with increasing the temperature. And while decreasing, it is converges. And it is obvious that 3, 4 is lesser than the 2, 2 dash. So that the Cp T4 minus T3 lesser than the Cp T2 minus T2 dash minus T1. This implies the total work of the compressor with intercooling is reduced. With isentropic compression and complete intercooling, the compression work is given by the following expression. Compressor work is nothing but Cp T2 minus T1 plus Cp into T4 minus T3. And we also know that T2 by T1 is equal to P PI by P1. PI is nothing but the pressure at the end of the initial compressor, first compressor, or we can call that as intermediate pressure, PI. So PI divided by P1 to the power gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. The temperature difference, temperature ratio between T4 and 3 is equal to P2 dash divided by P1 to the power gamma minus 1 divided by gamma because it's isotopic process. And replace this value in this compressor, total compressor, we will get the final expression like this. And to get the optimum pressure ratio or maximum work or minimum work, we need to differentiate the compressor work with respect to intermediate pressure and equate that into 0. We will get the minimum work. That is dp, when dp by dpi, sorry, dw by dpi is equal to 0, it produces the minimum work, or the intermediate pressure is square root of p1 come to p2 dash. From this we can write pi by p1 is equal to p2 dash divided by p1 is equal to rpi, that is intermediate pressure ratio, and rpi is equal to square root of overall pressure ratio rp. Thus, for the minimum compressor work, each compression ratio and the work input between the two stages are equal. So that Pi by P1 is equal to P2 dash by P1 Pi. We call that as RPI. And W1 to 2 is equal to W3 to 4. And net work output in the gas turbine is equal to compressor work that happens in two stages, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, and the net turbine work done 5 to 6. We know that net work done is nothing but Wt minus Wc. Wt is nothing but H5 minus H6, and Wc is H4 minus H3 plus H2 minus H1. The difference between these two gives the net work output with intercooler. And efficiency, we all know that it is nothing but net work done divided by heat input. We substitute these two values, we will get the overall efficiency of the turbine. Power plant is something like this: H5 minus H6 minus H4 minus H3 of minus H2 minus H1 whole divided by H5 minus H4. This is the efficiency of Brayton cycle with intercooler. That's all, guys. That's all, guys. Today we will see how we will take on numericals based on the intercooling and try to solve in our next class. Till we meet next class. See you. Bye bye.